Chapter 44. Salandrian strutted into the royal palace's main dining hall.
Kotarian and the princess will bother us no more.
Most of the Scions stopped their work, stood beside their tables, and bowed their heads to their true leader. A half dozen did not, only because they maintained the stasis entrapping the House of Magic. After 2 hours of constant spell casting, these 6 sorcerers would be replaced by 6 fresh colleagues and given a chance to rest. And so it would continue until Salandrian disposed of the helpless house sorcerers. He was in no hurry to do so, though. He ordered a terrified member of the palace's kitchen staff to fetch him a cup of wine. The man sprinted to the kitchen to obey, as other palace servants stood motionless at attention around the vast hall, trembling faces fixed on their conqueror. Salandrian spoke first.
We knew it would be so, true leader. The preparations for the next blight are nearly finished. Good. Inform me when the spell is ready. I shall be upstairs in the royal council chambers. Tell me, what wine should we serve at our victory feast?
Cough. We are okay? We are safe. Isabella's spell-enchanted left hand lit up the small space around her and her friends, but her statement consisted entirely of wishful thinking and was not entirely true in almost any appreciable way. The 2 sorcerers, along with Bach, had been able to project shield spells around the group. Those shields held up to the avalanche. The rock and debris formed a small pocket as they fell, carving out a space no bigger than 5 feet in diameter in which the 4 friends now crammed. Piles of dirt and stone blocked them in on all sides, unable to move forward or back the way they came. Cough! Cough! Isabella cleared her lungs again. She'd inhaled a face full of dust, and a falling rock cut her right arm. A layer of brown dirt coated all 4, but they had much bigger problems. An invisible hand throttled Bach's throat, panic making him fight for each dust-filled breath. Blood pulsed through every vein, to the point he could hear his own heartbeat. He examined the huge chunks of granite jammed together above their heads. The rocks are stable for now, but who knows for how long? The whole passage could collapse at any second. He took a deep breath, trying to hold his terror at bay. But that may not matter. The air in here could run out before the roof collapses. Isabella, we have to get out of here, or... She raised her hands to the pile of rock blocking the passage in front of them, whispered a silent prayer, and spoke the incantation for the push-pull spell. The rocks shifted and trembled, kicking dust into the small nook, but the massive pile did not move. After a minute of pushing against the stone with all her mystical might, Isabella stopped, her energy momentarily depleted. She slumped over with her hands on her knees, taking in the thinning air in deep gulps. We're going to die. I'll never see Mother, Father, Yata, and Noji again. And if Salandrian has his way, I might be the luckiest in the family. No. If Bach died, it would only be after giving everything to himself and his friends. Let me try. Instead of focusing his magic toward the front of the tunnel, he directed it at the rubble blocking the passage behind him. That may mean leaving the captured king, Wingate, and his companions at the mercy of Salandrian, but Bach didn't see any other way for them to escape the Scion's trap. He reached out with his mind and focused on the largest piece of fallen granite he could find. A greenish-blue tendril of energy emerged from his hand and encircled the broken piece of stone. He latched onto it with his spell, got firm control of it, and pushed. And pushed. But as with Isabella, nothing happened. Some dirt and small rocks fell from the roof above them. However, the tons of stone and dirt blocking the passage was too heavy to move. Help me. With your power, we may be able to move the stones. Isabella and Kotarian joined in the spell. 2 more tendrils of blue-green energy extended forward and combined with Bach's in surrounding the biggest piece of granite.
On my command. Now!
Kotarian yelled. They pushed forward as one. Their combined efforts placed incredible force on the pile of dirt and soil. The mound became indented where their magical energies pushed forward. But it would not move. The three tried again. And again. And a fourth time, pouring every bit of their energy and essence into each attempt. But the pile of rock entrapping them would not budge, no matter how hard they pushed. Bach, Isabella, and Kotarian stopped casting, completely taxed by the effort. Bach gasped for air, which did not fill his lungs. He became lightheaded and dizzy and collapsed to one knee. Kotarian dropped to the ground as well, his hands limp at his side.
It is no use.
Aventil, who stood behind the three spellcasters, watched intently, took Isabella into his arms and pulled her close to him. Isabella, if our good fortune has run its course, just know I love you, now and forever. She looked up weakly, as if she could barely lift her head. She rested her face against his cheek, her eyes closed. And I love you, Aventil. Even when we were angry with one another, I never stopped loving you. She then opened her eyes and lifted her head. Bach, there is something. Bach staggered back up to his feet. His legs nearly buckled beneath him, but profound fear of dying, and failing his loved ones, gave him the strength to rise again. I know, and I value your friendship too, but we need to try to move these rocks again. They would die within minutes if they could not force a way through the rock. What would that mean for the Omat family? They had to find a way out. If we focus our efforts, concentrate all our power, we may be able to move. Isabella stopped him. You are not a secret child of the noble class, Bach. We lied to you, my friend.